Hello friends, now the next topic in operational amplifier is the Schmitt trigger or regenerative comparator. This is very important topic from operational amplifier. You will find a lot of questions in different competitive exams and in university exam from this topic. So I hope you will go through very sincerely through this topic. So this is the circuit of a regenerative comparator or Schmitt trigger. It has positive feedback from the output through this resistor combination, that is R1, R2. We have the feedback voltage across R1 as Vref. This Vref is basically a feedback voltage, and input signal is applied at negative terminal. This resistance is connected basically to offset the compensating voltage. Right, so to reduce the compensating voltage, you can this is used to compensate the offset voltage, right? So now let us see the procedure of analysis of this circuit. We have to find the output of this circuit for a given input. Remember, when we apply a sinusoidal input at this terminal, at non-inverting terminal of the op-amp in this circuit, we get a square wave at the output. We will see how we get this square wave, but because of this characteristic of this circuit, sine wave is converted to square wave. So because of that characteristic of the circuit, we call this as a sine to square wave converter. So this is a sine to square wave converter as well. So there are three names of this circuit: Schmitt trigger, second is regenerative comparator, and third is sine to square wave converter circuit. Fine. So now let us go for mathematical analysis. We will take two cases. Case 1. First of all, we have positive feedback in the circuit. So whenever there is positive feedback in the operational amplifier, the output is saturated output, right? So this output is always equal to either plus Vsat or minus Vsat. We can say output of this circuit is either plus Vsat or minus Vsat. These are the only two possible outputs of an operational amplifier which has positive feedback. So here the circuit has positive feedback, because of which it will have either plus Vsat as the output or minus Vsat. So we will take two cases. In case 1, suppose output is plus Vsat, right? Suppose output is Vsat, we will see what will be the combinations of input voltage for that particular output voltage, right? So when output is plus Vsat, initially we are assuming, so when output is plus Vsat, what will be the voltage across resistance R1? That is nothing but feedback voltage. So the voltage across R1 is nothing but output voltage, component of output voltage fed back in the input loop. This is the input circuit as well. So Vref is a feedback voltage, and that is equal to R1 divided by R1 plus R2 into V0, right? Why? Because we have applied voltage divider rule. Voltage across R1 is R1 divided by R1 plus R2 into this voltage, that is V0, right? So this is equal to plus beta into Vsat. What is this beta? Why plus Vsat? Because we have taken V0 equal to Vsat, where beta is what? Beta is equal to R1 by R1 plus R2. This is called feedback factor. Beta is called feedback factor. So feedback factor here is R1 by R1 plus R2. So when output is plus Vsat, reference voltage is plus beta Vsat. Now see it carefully. The moment output voltage is Vsat, reference becomes beta into Vsat, right? Now suppose at certain point of time, now what is the voltage here? voltage here is nothing but plus beta into V set at this point of time, at the point of time when output is plus V set. So when this reference is plus beta into V set, the moment this voltage, input voltage, becomes more than this reference voltage, the moment this voltage, input voltage, becomes more than this reference voltage, so voltage at inverting terminal is more than voltage at non-inverting terminal, because this feedback voltage is nothing but voltage at non-inverting terminal. So when voltage at inverting terminal becomes more than the voltage at non-inverting terminal, output will be what? Output will be inverted one. Output will be plus. In that case, what will happen? This has become more than this. The input voltage has become more than this. So when this is positive, output will be negative. What I mean to say is, you please see, this is Vd plus this. So differential input voltage of this circuit Vd will be equal to what? Vin minus Vref, right? So when differential input voltage of op-amp is positive, output voltage is positive. When differential input voltage of op-amp is negative, output is negative. So when, now you could please see, we need to change, because this is differential input voltage will be this plus and this minus. So this will be reference input voltage, and this will be actual input signal. So reference voltage minus input voltage, right? Now I will repeat that concept. When Vd is positive, output is positive. When Vd is negative, output is negative. So when when input voltage becomes more than reference voltage, when this voltage becomes more than this, your Vd is negative. And the moment Vd becomes negative, output is negative. Moment Vd is positive, output is positive. Then how do we say it is plus V set? Because ideally the open loop gain of op-amp is infinity. So when this gain is infinity, so output voltage V0 is equal to AOL multiplied by Vd, right? So if it is infinity, so output voltage will try to become infinity. Output voltage can never be infinity. The maximum output voltage of op-amp is how much? Maximum output voltage which is possible output voltage of an op-amp is nothing but supply voltage. But in fact, output voltage of op-amp is not equal to supply voltage, because there are some losses in the circuit, internal components of the operational amplifier. So because of that, output voltage is less than magnitude of supply voltage, either less than VCC, or you can say less negative than VEE, right? So that is how it is, that is how we get the output. Now come back to this point. So when input voltage is more than Vref, when input voltage becomes, or when input voltage becomes more than beta into plus V set, right? So when input voltage crosses this, what will be the output? When this voltage becomes more than this, input becomes more than this, Vd becomes negative. So Vd becomes negative. So when Vd is negative, output of the op-amp becomes minus V set. I hope concept is clear. I repeat, please understand. The moment this Vd is positive, output is plus V set. The moment Vd is negative, output is minus V set. Come to this point now. Vd is nothing but this voltage minus this voltage. Drop across this resistance is 0, because ideally current in inverting and non-inverting terminal of op-amp is ideally 0. So drop across this is 0. So whatever is voltage here, same voltage is here. So Vd is Vref minus Vin. So voltage Vd is Vref minus Vin. So when Vd is negative, output is negative. When Vd is positive, output is positive, right? So the moment input voltage becomes more, when this voltage becomes more than this, Vd is negative, output is minus V set, right? So our output will be minus V set. That is case 1. Let us talk about case 2, right? In case 2, suppose V naught is minus V set, right? When V naught is minus V set, what will happen? The reference voltage in that case will be, please see, V naught is minus V set, so it will be minus, so it will be minus beta into V set, right? Reference is negative. Now understand here, what is there? Vd equal to Vref minus V in, Vref minus V in, right? So this is minus beta into V set minus V in, right? So now Vd will remain negative. Vd will remain negative till which point? Till this V in, or you can write it like this. You can write it like this. So when Vd is more negative than this, or I can explain with sign. I can explain with sign as well. Let us see when it will remain negative. This voltage will remain negative when input voltage is less than this magnitude beta into V set. When input voltage is less than this magnitude, right? So output will remain, this Vd will remain negative, output will remain negative. But the moment this V in becomes in magnitude more than this, or we can say when input voltage becomes more negative than this term, input voltage becomes more negative than this term, this complete term, this will become positive voltage and output becomes positive. So when input voltage becomes more negative than beta into V set, in that case this becomes positive, Vd becomes positive, and when Vd is positive, in that case output voltage will be nothing but plus V set. I hope you understand the concept. Please understand what I mean to say. The moment when output voltage is minus V set, Vref will be minus beta into V set. Vd will be what? That will be minus beta into V set minus V in. So when input is negative, suppose input is minus Vm. When input is minus Vm, so it becomes plus Vm minus beta V set. So if Vm is more than this, it becomes positive. Why? Because when you take negative sign outside, so it becomes plus like this, right? So if it is more than this value, definitely overall value will be positive, and when overall value is positive, Vd will be positive, and then V naught will be plus V set. I hope concept is clear. Now let us come to this circuit, right? See this not circuit but waveform. We have sinusoidal input here, right? So when we have sinusoidal input, the output is assumed to be plus V set initially because of some offset voltages, right? I assume it is plus V set initially. This is my assumption. Output is plus V set initially, so feedback voltage will be beta into V set. This feedback voltage will be plus beta into V set, right? Now please see, my input voltage is increasing continuously because it's a time varying signal. Sinusoidal signal is a time varying signal. So the moment my input voltage crosses this reference, we have certain reference input voltage is being compared with some reference voltage which is feedback voltage. Why? Because it is a comparator. So my input is being compared with this reference voltage. So when input voltage becomes more than plus V ref, input voltage is more than plus V ref means this point input voltage has become more. When input voltage becomes more than beta plus V set, input voltage is becoming more than plus beta into V set because feedback voltage was plus beta into V set. Your output voltage, your differential input voltage becomes negative and output becomes minus V set. So at this instant, that is at this point of time, the voltage which was plus V set, it changes to minus V set. It changes to minus V set. So at this instant, when input voltage was less than plus beta into V set, when input voltage was less than plus beta into V set means this portion, your output voltage was plus Vset. Why? Because you please see, input voltage is less than this. Input voltage is less than plus beta into Vset. Vd will be positive, and when Vd is positive, output is positive. So when input voltage is less than beta into Vset, this is nothing but plus beta into Vset, right? And this is equal to minus beta into Vset. So when input voltage is less than plus beta into Vset, your differential output will be, input will be positive and output will be plus Vset. The moment input voltage becomes more than this plus beta into Vset, means this portion of the output, your output changes to minus beta into Vset. Your output changes to minus beta into Vset, means minus Vset, not beta into Vset. Output changes to minus Vset at this instant. So output has become negative. So now from this instant onward, that is this point 1, you can say, from this instant onward, my reference has changed. This reference voltage has changed, and that is case 2. Why? Because my output has changed from plus Vset to minus Vset. So now from this instant onward, this voltage has changed. My output voltage is now negative and reference voltage is negative from this instant onward, from this point onward. So now output voltage goes on, input voltage goes like this. Now the reference for comparison is not plus beta into Vset. Reference for comparison with input voltage is minus beta into Vset, which is a negative voltage. So that reference, which was initially plus beta into Vset, after this instant has changed to minus beta into Vset, because output has become minus Vset at this instant. I hope concept is clear. Now this, now input voltage, now see carefully, input voltage is now input voltage is more than this value. When input voltage is more than this, when this input voltage is more than this, output will remain negative, because it is inverting input. So when this voltage is more than this, output will remain negative. Please understand. When voltage at inverting terminal is more than the voltage at non-inverting terminal, output is negative. When voltage at inverting terminal is less than the voltage at non-inverting terminal, output will be positive. So from this instant onward, input voltage is more than negative reference, means this part of the input. So input voltage is more than this up to this instant, because now after this instant onward, from this point onward, my reference is negative. So input voltage above this reference is considered to be more, less negative or more. So input voltage above this is more. So voltage at inverting terminal is more. Output will remain negative. Output remains negative. But at this instant, input voltage is becoming more negative. It was positive here or less negative. But from this instant, because it is dynamically varying the reference voltage, at this point the reference voltage is minus beta into Vset, which is a negative voltage. So from this point onward, what is happening? My input voltage is becoming more negative than this, or we can say input voltage is becoming less. If you compare the level, it is considered to be less, above this is considered to be more. So input voltage is becoming less, input voltage is becoming less, so output will change to positive value. Right? So the output changes to plus Vset. More negative value is considered to be less mathematically. So more negative value means less mathematically. So input becomes less than this, means overall differential voltage becomes positive and output changes to plus Vset. So from this instant onward, my output has changed to plus Vset. Accordingly, my reference input will change to plus beta into Vset. So from this instant onward, see it carefully, my reference voltage has changed to this plus beta into Vset. So now reference for comparison with input voltage is plus beta into Vset. So now from this point onward, reference has become this. So up to this point, Up to this point, now new reference from this point onward is, new reference voltage is this. So up to this point, from here to here, this is the reference and my input is below this. It means input is less than the reference voltage. I hope concept is clear. After instant 2, the new reference is plus beta into Vset. So from this point, you can see input voltage is below the reference, so input voltage is less. If input voltage is above the reference, input voltage is more. So when input voltage is less than reference, Vd will be positive. So from here to here, up to this point, input voltage is less than this reference, it is less, so Vd will be positive and output will remain positive. I hope concept is clear. Now at instant 3, what will happen? My input voltage is crossing the reference, input voltage is going above the reference, input voltage is becoming more than reference. If input voltage is becoming more than this, Vd becomes negative. And the moment Vd becomes negative, what will happen? Output changes to plus, output will change to minus Vset. From which point? From which point onward? From point 3. So from point 1 to 2, output was negative. From point 2 to 3, output is positive. But from point 3 again, output will change to minus Vset. Why? Because from point 3 onward, my input voltage is becoming more than reference, output becomes positive, feedback becomes plus beta into Vset, and accordingly reference voltage will change, right? But so from this point, from that was up to point 3, but above point 3, what will happen? I repeat the point again. From point 3 onward, my input is more than Vref. Input is more than Vref, Vd becomes negative, output changes to minus Vset. So from point 3 onward, this is changing to input is becoming more than Vref, and accordingly Vd becomes negative and output becomes minus Vset, and that cycle is getting repeated and that repetition will go on. So that is how this sine wave, which was fed at input, is converted to a square wave at the output. The frequency of the square wave is the same as the frequency of sine wave, or rather than saying frequency, we can say the time period of square wave is same as the time period of the sine wave, right? So that is how we convert a sinusoidal wave to a square wave using this circuit, which is also called regenerative comparator or Schmitt trigger. I hope concept is clear, right? So that is how we explain the working of Schmitt trigger. Now we will see the variation in output voltage with respect to input voltage. That variation of output voltage with respect to input voltage is called transfer characteristic, right? So now we will see the transfer characteristic of the regenerative repeater. So I repeat, the transfer characteristic is nothing but variation of output voltage with respect to the input voltage of the circuit, right? So let us talk about transfer characteristic, right? So the transfer characteristic is nothing but, that is a plot showing the variation of input voltage with respect to, or variation of output voltage with respect to input voltage, right? Fine. So for drawing the variation, again we will be considering a sinusoidal input voltage, right? So we have a sinusoidal input voltage which is having amplitude minus Vm on negative side and plus Vm on positive side, right? We have two reference voltages, Positive reference is plus Vref, positive reference is plus Vref, and negative reference is, let's say this is negative reference, and negative reference is minus Vref, right? Fine, we have two levels of output voltage, plus Vset and minus Vset. These are the two levels of output voltage, right? So input voltage is having minus Vm negative amplitude and plus Vm positive amplitude, and minus Vref one of the reference and plus Vref another reference, right? Start from this zero, start from this point. When input voltage is less than Vref, come here. When input voltage is less than Vref, input voltage is positive first of all. When input voltage is positive means this side. So when input voltage varies from 0 to plus Vref, input voltage varies from 0 to Vref, what is output voltage? Plus Vset. I repeat, I will be seeing complete variation from 0 to this 0, one cycle I am saying. So when you start from 0, so input voltage is increasing up to plus Vref. You start from 0, input voltage is increasing up to plus Vref. What is output voltage during this period? The output is plus Vref. So output is plus Vset. So up to this point you can see, when I am varying input voltage up to this point, your output voltage is plus Vset. So I am going this way, I am going this way. I hope concept is clear. You are starting from 0, input voltage is starting from 0. You are going up to plus Vref. Output voltage for this period, when input voltage is varying from 0 to plus Vref, your output voltage is plus Vref. Sorry, output voltage is plus Vset, so output voltage is plus Vset. You are going this way, you are going in positive direction, you are going in positive direction, right? Now, the moment input voltage becomes more than Vref, plus Vref, what is happening? Output voltage is changing to minus Vset. So the moment input voltage becomes more than this means that side, that is input voltage is becoming more than this, going towards plus Vm. So output voltage is changing its polarity from plus Vset to minus Vset. It means like this. Output voltage is changing its polarity like this, right? I hope concept is clear. Now input voltage, now the moment input voltage is going to its peak value, output voltage up to this point, you can see it carefully, it is minus Vset. So when input voltage is going to its peak value, output voltage remains minus Vset, right? I hope funda is clear. Now after this point, after this instant, after this point, when input voltage is falling down, initially it was going this way, now after this instant input voltage is reducing. After this instant input voltage is reducing, but output is remaining Vset. So output is remaining Vset. Come to this point. When input voltage is falling below plus Vref, my output voltage is remaining minus Vset. And at the instant input voltage is 0, my output voltage is again minus Vset. So when input voltage is falling down up to 0 point, when input voltage from here is falling down up to 0 point, output is remaining minus Vset, and it remains Vset up to this. When input voltage becomes negative, up to minus Vref, up to this point, output is remaining how much? Minus Vset. When input voltage is varying from plus Vm to minus Vref, when input voltage is varying from plus Vm to minus Vref, output is remaining minus Vset. Output is remaining minus Vset. Now see this instant. When input voltage is becoming more negative than this, when input voltage is becoming more negative than this, input voltage is becoming more negative than this, output is changing its level from minus Vset to plus Vset. It means at this instant, when input voltage is trying to become more negative, output voltage changes its level from minus Vset to plus Vset at this instant. And when input voltage is going to minus Vm, when input voltage is going to minus Vm, output remains plus Vset. When input voltage is going to minus Vm, output is remaining plus Vset up to this instant, right? I hope concept is clear. At minus Vm, output is plus Vset. At minus Vm, output is plus Vset, right? Now again, this is remaining plus Vset. When input voltage starts falling down up to this point, that is plus Vset, plus Vref, up to this point, that is plus Vref. When input voltage is changing from minus Vm to plus Vref, when input is changing from minus Vm to plus Vref, output is remaining plus Vset. So here it is both way, here this way, right? And that cycle from this point onward, this cycle is getting repeated. So this will follow this characteristic. I hope this characteristic is clear, right? And this is called hysteresis characteristic. It means your Schmidt trigger exhibits a characteristic called hysteresis characteristic, which is a variation of output voltage with respect to input voltage. So this is the characteristic of this circuit, which is nothing but Schmidt trigger, right? Now this value, which is positive, is the upper value of the input voltage. This is called upper threshold value. Upper threshold value of input voltage, upper threshold value of input voltage at which your output is changing its level. Similarly, on this side, this is the lower threshold value of input voltage at which output is changing its value from minus Vset to plus Vset. So upper threshold value of this circuit is nothing but plus beta into Vset, and that is plus beta into Vset, and that is equal to R1 by R1 plus R2 into Vset. And lower threshold value of this circuit is minus beta into Vset, right? And that is equal to minus of R1 by R1 plus R2 into Vset. So lower threshold value is a negative voltage, upper threshold value is a positive voltage, right? Now from here to here, that is difference of these two voltage is called, that is called noise margin from here to here. So there is a, so what is VUT? VUT is called upper threshold and this is called lower threshold, right? I hope it is clear. Now there is something called noise margin of the Schmidt trigger, that is VNM is called, that is upper threshold voltage minus lower threshold voltage, or that is equal to twice beta into Vset, or that is 2R1 by R1 plus R2 into Vset. This is called noise margin. You can sometimes write it like NM also, noise margin of the circuit. Fine. So you will find lot of questions based on this, that is basically noise margin of the Schmidt trigger. So I hope the concept is clear and you will be able to handle the different questions based on this circuit, right? And there is something called from here to here, this is also called hysteresis voltage as well. The hysteresis voltage is nothing but difference between upper voltage and lower threshold voltage, right? So there is something called from here to here, this is sometimes called hysteresis voltage. Hysteresis voltage is noise margin, and that is difference of upper threshold and lower threshold. So hysteresis voltage means from here to here, this difference is also known as hysteresis voltage, right? Because it is a hysteresis characteristic. So difference of upper threshold voltage with lower threshold voltage is sometimes called as the hysteresis voltage. So you can have a number of questions based on this circuit. Of course, there are little variations. For example, sometimes you will find a voltage source is connected here, maybe say V DC. Some voltage is connected here. Then what will be happening to this? Everything is remaining same. The only thing what will be changing is this reference voltage. Reference voltage will change. How it is going to change? I will show you in numericals, but I'm letting you know how the references will change with change in this. Now let us see, find the voltage at node A. How to find? Let us see that. So if there is some DC source connected in the potential divider which was giving the feedback to the input side, accordingly reference voltages will change, right? So let us see how the reference will change, right? So here I have VDC. So if you apply KCL at node A, what will be voltage at node A? In fact, first of all, let us see current in this circuit, right? So what is current I here? Current I in the circuit? Current I in the circuit can be obtained like this, that is V output minus VDC, right? So the current in this circuit will be nothing but current I will be V naught minus VDC, V naught minus VDC divided by the combination of resistances. So current I will be V naught minus VDC divided by R1 plus R2. That will be current. Why? Because current in this part of the circuit is 0. Why so? Because for ideal op-amp, biasing current in this and in this both terminals is 0. If this is 0, so that whole current will be going this way. So this current will be V0 minus this voltage divided by R1 plus R2. This is the current. Now what will be voltage at node A? That is nothing but reference voltage. So reference voltage will be nothing but I into R1 plus VDC. Drop across this resistance plus this voltage, that will be VA or Vref. What is drop across this? This current I into R1. So that is V0 minus VDC divided by R1 plus R2, that is the current, multiplied by R1 minus VDC, right? This plus VDC. So this gives V0 by R1 plus R2, then what will be there? Minus R1 by R1 plus R2 minus 1 into VDC. What I did, I have separated this part of the circuit, right, from this one. So this gives what? That is V0 by R1 plus R2 into R1 here as well, right? R1 plus R2 minus R1 by, or you can take it like that, R1 by, this will be what? Plus R2 by R1 plus R2 into VDC, or you can simplify it like that. So my reference voltage will change. My reference voltage will change, or you can write this like this as well. You can write in terms of beta. Beta is a ratio of R1 by R1 plus R2, but you can write the reference voltage in terms of V0 and VDC. So when V0 is plus, we set reference voltage will be positive, and V0 is Minus Vset reference may be positive or negative depending on the value of VDC. I hope concept is clear. So accordingly, these references will change. Accordingly, this instant of changing of output voltage from minus Vset to plus Vset or from plus Vset to minus Vset will change with variation in the reference voltages. That is how reference is obtained whenever there is a DC source connected in this potential divider. So you will find the many questions where this reference is changed, right? So we will see those questions, but I hope this concept is clear, right? So we will now see the examples based on the Schmitt trigger. Now let us see the examples based on Schmitt trigger. The first example here is the given ideal operation amplifier circuit shown in the figure indicate the correct transfer characteristic assuming the ideal diodes with zero cut-in voltage. Here we are given two diodes in feedback path, in positive feedback path in fact, that is D1 and D2. You can assume D1 and D2 just by referring in the circuit in solution. So we will be solving it without referring the solution given in the book, right? Now we are given this circuit is basically your Schmitt trigger because it has a positive feedback and input applied to the input is applied to the non-inverting terminal. So in there are two cases. Case one is what? When V0 is plus Vset. Basically to identify the circuit, to identify the characteristics, what do we need to know? We need to know the upper threshold voltage, that is VUT, and lower threshold voltage, that is VLT, and of course output and input voltages are plus 10 volt and minus 10 volt, so that characteristics is almost similar, right? So output voltage will be plus 10 and minus 10 volt. Plus Vset means, in this case, plus Vset means plus 10 volt, that is VCC supply, and minus Vset means minus 10 volt because no other voltage is given. So plus 10, minus 10, plus 10, minus 10. Here it is plus 10, minus 5, it is not correct. It is plus 5 and minus 10, it is not correct. So answer is going to be either this or this, A or B, because output of this op-amp is either going to be plus Vset or minus Vset. So by seeing the option, I am able to discard C and D. Now we need to identify the threshold voltage, right? So case 1, when output is plus Vset, diode D1 will be shorted and this will be open circuit, right? So that means this resistance of 2 kilo ohm will be in the circuit. So in that case, what will be beta? Beta will be, that is 2 kilo ohm, that is this will be R2, this will be R1, right? So 2 kilo ohm divided by 2 kilo ohm, that is R2, plus 2 kilo ohm, that is R1, so 1 by 2 will be the beta. So what will be the upper threshold voltage? Upper threshold voltage, it means when your output is plus Vset, right? So when your threshold voltage is positive, right? So this gives beta into V0, Vset rather, V output voltage plus Vset. So this is plus, of course. So this is 1 by 2 into Vset is how much? 10 volt, plus Vset is 10 volt, that is upper threshold voltage will be your upper saturated voltage will be this, and this will be minus Vset, so that is minus 10 volt. So this gives you the 5 volt. So upper threshold voltage is plus 5 volt here, so upper threshold voltage plus 8 here, so this is your correct answer, right? A is your correct answer. However, I can calculate lower threshold voltage also, that will be case 2, this was case 1. So if you take case 2, it will be minus of Vset, so I'll take minus of Vset, I'll remove this. So it means when your output voltage is minus Vset, right? Or we can say that is minus 10 volt because there is no saturated voltage, only supply voltage is given. When output voltage is negative, beta will be R1 by R1 plus R2. In this case, R2 will be this resistance, but not this, because this diode is open. When output voltage is negative, this diode will be on. So this will behave like D1 will behave like open circuit, D2 will behave like short circuit. So its beta will be 2 by 2 plus 0.5. that makes how much? That is 2 by 2.5, right? So lower threshold voltage will be beta into output voltage, so that will be 2 by 2.5 into output voltage is minus 10 volt, so that gives you minus 8 volt, and that is your characteristic. So that is your answer, and that is how we can solve this question that was in GATE exam in 2005. So this is the solution given to you. Now let us talk about the next question. Figure A shows the Schmitt trigger. This is the Schmitt trigger given to you, and figure B the corresponding hysteresis characteristics. You are given hysteresis characteristics. The upper and lower threshold voltages are, you have to find V upper and V lower threshold voltages. Again the procedure remains same. What is upper threshold voltage? Upper threshold voltage is, say this is resistance R2, this is resistance R1. So upper threshold voltage is R1 by R1 plus R2 into output of plus Vsat, and in this case there is no saturation voltage, so this is considered to be plus Vsat, and this is considered to be lower supply voltage, negative supply voltage is considered to be minus Vsat. So this gives R1 is how much? 5, and R2 is how much? 10 into output voltage 15, so that is plus 5 volt. So upper threshold voltage is plus 5 volt. Lower threshold voltage, let us see that again, R1 by R1 plus R2 into minus Vsat. Why? Because for lower threshold it is negative, so this is 5 by 5 plus 10, right, into, now threshold voltage in this case is minus 15, so that gives how much? Lower threshold voltage, this is minus 15, right? I'll just remove your, now, so this is minus 15 volt, right? So that gives how much? That gives again minus 5 volts. So upper threshold voltage is plus 5 volt and lower threshold voltage is minus 5 volt. So this is your answer, right? So that was a simple question. Now let us see another question. In the Schmitt trigger shown in the figure, voltage Zener diodes have Vz reverse saturation voltage of 6 volt and Vd is 0.7 volt, right? So in this case, basically let us analyze the circuit first. You are given this circuit, so when diode is reverse biased, so when input voltage is positive, this will be reverse bias, voltage drop across this will be Vz, and this will be forward bias, so voltage drop across this will be Vd. And when output voltage is negative, so this will be reverse biased, voltage across reverse bias Zener diode is Vz, this will be forward bias, voltage across the diode will be Vd. So now what is Vd given to you? You can see Vd is given to you is how much? 0.7, and Vz is given to you 6 volt. So in any case, these two diodes are limiting my output voltage to, that is output voltage to Vd plus Vz, but it may be plus, it may be positive or negative depending upon the value at the output of the op amp, right? So this is nothing but plus minus Vd plus Vz, that is equal to plus minus 0.6 plus how much? 0.7 plus 6, so that is output voltage of this is going to be plus minus 6.7 volt. I am just referring that again. You are given this voltage, you are given this voltage, output is plus minus sum of these two, so output of the circuit is going to be plus minus 6.7 volt, right? So in the circuit shown, you have to find the lower trip point in the circuit. If the circuit has lower trip point, means lower threshold voltage. Lower trip point means lower threshold voltage is how much? 0 volt. The value of R1 by R2 is. Now please see, what is lower threshold voltage? Lower threshold voltage is equal to resistance, this is R1, this is R2, so that is voltage across this, but you have to see that lower threshold voltage will be nothing but voltage at this point when output voltage is negative, right? So VLT will be nothing but, I'll just give you the explanation here, just I'll just rewrite it again. I'll rewrite, let us see that. for lower threshold voltage, what will be the output voltage? Lower threshold voltage is the voltage applicable for negative output, and upper threshold voltage is the voltage applicable when output is positive, right? So we assume, we notice for this part of the question I am saying, so output voltage is minus 6.7 volt. So if output voltage is minus 6.7 volt, you have to find voltage here. First of all, what is current in this circuit? Current in this circuit, I is equal to, or you can apply KCL at this node. You can apply KCL at node A. Remember, for ideal op amp, current entering into this terminal and this terminal, that is 0. Why? Because for ideal op amp, biasing current is 0. So if this current is 0, this is what we assume. So if you apply KCL, applying KCL at node A, when you apply KCL at node A here, so you got Vref is the voltage at node A, minus this voltage is minus 1.5 volt, divided by resistance R2, plus what? Vref minus V output, divided by resistance how much? R1, this is R2. This should be equal to 0. Why? Because this is the current going this way, this is the current going this way. First, this is current going this way, this is current going upward, second part, and the current in this direction is 0. So sum of these two currents is 0, right? So you know what is Vref? Vref is 0. It is given. Lower threshold voltage. Vref is nothing but, in this case, when output voltage is negative, Vref is nothing but equal to lower threshold voltage, which is this voltage, right? So this is 0 given to you. So minus 1.5 volt divided by R2 plus Vref is 0. Output voltage is minus 6.7. So minus of 6.7 divided by R1, that is equal to 0. So you can see I have to find the ratio of R2 by R1. So I can write R1 by R2 how much? R1 by R2 will be equal to 6.7 divided by 1.5, and you can calculate. So that will be approximately how much? 4.67 is your answer. So this is your answer. Now let us see the second part of the question. I have to find the upper threshold voltage, right? Again, let us go back to the circuit here. This was the circuit, this is the circuit. So I will solve the circuit on this side now. So I have to find the upper threshold voltage of this circuit. So to find the upper threshold voltage, again apply KCL at this node. So we have Vref. First of all, for upper threshold voltage, for VUT, your output voltage has to be plus Vsat, and that is nothing but how much? Plus 6.5 volt. You should remember. So output voltage is positive for upper threshold voltage. So you simply apply this KCL here. So reference voltage here will be plus VUT when output voltage is positive voltage. So VUT, I am replacing this reference in this equation. I am replacing Vref by VUT minus 1.5 volt divided by R2, then plus VUT, again replace here in this equation, replace V reference by VUT minus 6.7 volt, this is 6.7 not 6.5, divided by R1, that is equal to 0. So now this gives VUT minus 1.5 plus VUT minus 6.7 divided by R1 by R2, this is equal to 0. R1 by R2 is how much? R1 by R2 we have already calculated, that is 4.67. So R1 by R2 I can write here, that is 4.67, that is equal to 0. And you can solve this equation, that gives me the upper threshold voltage. So let us come to the solution. So I have solved the complete equation here, and upper threshold voltage is 2.42 volt, which is nearest value of the calculated value. Now let us see the next example. The input signal shown in the figure below is fed to a Schmitt trigger. This is the signal which is being fed, right? This is basically pulsating square wave. The signal has square wave amplitude of 6 volt peak to peak. So this is a signal minus to minus 3 volt to plus 3 volt, this is a square wave, right? It is corrupted by additive high frequency noise of amplitude 8 volt peak to peak. So you please see it carefully. I will draw the circuit here, waveform here. This is basically the time reference. This is the square wave which is given at the input of the Schmitt trigger, right? Now this waveform is basically corrupted by this signal. First of all, this input signal is varying from minus 3 volt to plus 3 volt, right? Now this is corrupted by a signal 8 volt peak to peak. You can see this is the pulsating, or you can say noise signal, which is superimposed on the positive half and again superimposed on the negative half of the signal. So you can see from here to here it is how much, 8 volt, and from here to here it is 8 volt. You have to find basically which one of the following appropriate choice of upper and lower trip points of Schmitt trigger to recover the square wave from of the same frequency from the corrupted signal. Remember, the threshold, the noise margin of the signal is nothing but V ut minus VLT, and noise margin in this case should be the peak to peak value of the signal which is corrupting this signal. So noise margin for the given signal should be plus minus 8 volt. So this is your noise margin. So if your threshold voltage is more than this, your signal will not change. Your output will signal output will not change because of the corruption, or because of corruption of this signal by the noise, right? So this is how it is given to you. Let us see the next question now. We are given the output voltage of Schmitt trigger shown in the figure swings from plus 15 to minus 15. Assume the operational amplifier is ideal. The output voltage will change from plus 15 to minus 15 with instantaneous voltage of. When output voltage is plus 15, the threshold voltage is called upper threshold. When output voltage is minus 15, output voltage is called lower threshold voltage. So upper threshold voltage of this circuit can be obtained by finding the current in the circuit. Remember, current in this branch is 0 for ideal op amp. So this current in the circuit you have to find. So current in this circuit will be what? V0 minus 2 volt divided by 10 plus 3. This voltage minus this voltage divided by resistance is current in this circuit. So what will be voltage at node A? That will be your upper threshold voltage, because that will be the reference voltage, right? Upper threshold voltage is the voltage across resistance of 3 kilo ohm and plus this voltage. So V0 minus V2, V0 minus V2, or I'll say V0 minus 2 volt divided by resistance is current, multiplied by 3 ohm resistance is current, the voltage drop across this, plus 2 volt. You need to understand the concept. Current in this branch will be what? V0 minus 2 volt divided by total resistance. V0 minus 2 volt divided by total resistance is current in this branch. That is current. So current multiplied by this 3 ohm resistance is nothing but voltage across 3 ohm resistance, plus 2 volt will be voltage at node A. So, and initial voltage is 15. So 15 minus 2 divided by 13 multiplied by 3 plus 2, and that is how much? 4 volt. So 5 volt in positive slope only. That is your threshold voltage. Positive slope means what? Positive slope means that is basically voltage which is nothing but when input voltage is positive, you can say, right? You can see here, this is the upper threshold voltage and this is the positive slope of the input signal. So that is nothing but your voltage, right? Now let us see the next example. Here we are given in the circuit shown in the figure, the input voltage Vi is a symmetrical sawtooth wave of average value 0, the positive slope and peak to peak value of 20 volt. So you are given a symmetrical sawtooth wave at the input, right? The average value of output, assuming an ideal operation amplifier with peak to peak symmetrical swing of 30 volt each. You have to find the average value of the output. So this is the circuit. You can see in the circuit here, this is what? This is a Schmitt trigger where we have positive feedback, right? So here, what is the reference voltage? First of all, reference voltages will be 2 here. Reference voltages can be obtained or calculated how? Reference voltage is equal to, that is, this is resistance R2, this is R1, right? So a reference voltage is nothing but R1 by R1 plus R2 into output voltage. So it will be how much? Now the output is 30 volt peak to peak. Why? It is given. So we are assuming that it is varying from minus 15 to plus 15. So output of the circuit is a square wave with how much value? Which is a square wave with peak to peak 30 volt, means negative will be minus 15 and positive will be plus 15 volt, and peak to peak value will be 30 volt. So it will be R1 is how much? 5, R1 and plus R2 will be 15 into, now this will be plus minus 15. When it is positive, it will be plus 5 volt, and when it is negative, it will be minus 5. Reference voltage will be plus 5 and minus 5 volt. Now let us talk about the input of the circuit. Input to this circuit is nothing but a sawtooth wave which is symmetrical, means about real axis with positive slope. That means it goes like this. Sawtooth wave means it comes 0 suddenly, then goes like this, comes 0, comes to 0, so it comes to negative value, goes like this, comes to suddenly negative value, goes like this. This is a sawtooth wave which is symmetrical about time axis. That's what I am trying to say. Now what are reference levels? Plus 5 reference level for which your output is going to change is, one is positive plus 5 volt, right, and another is how much? Minus 5 volt. Lower one is minus 5 volt, right? So lower reference level is minus 5 volt. Now let us see how the output will change. That's what I am trying to say. Now see it carefully. When your reference level, when output is positive here, when output is positive, what is reference level? Plus 5 volt. So when input is increasing, and when input becomes more than plus 5 volt, which is this instant, when input becomes more than plus 5 volt, what will happen? Output of this will change from plus 15 volt to minus 15 volt. What I mean to say, at this instant, that is at when input is becoming more than plus 5 volt, output will change from plus 15 to minus 15. That means before that it is assumed to be plus 15, right? But at this instant my output is changing from plus 15 to minus 15, right? It goes to peak, so input is remaining more than this voltage, then come to this value. So my reference level is now not plus 5 volt, it has changed to minus 5 volt, so it has changed to minus 5 volt, means this level. So when it is reducing and here it is falling below, it is falling below how much value? It is falling below the level of minus 5 volt instantaneously, and here itself, at this point itself, if you draw this line down the below, so here itself my output will change from minus 15 to plus 15, and it will remain to this level up to the next reference level, because the moment output becomes plus 15 volt here, my reference voltage changes to plus 5 volt. So from this point onward my reference voltage changed to minus 5 volt, so which was this level where my output changed. But after I get output to be plus 15 volt, my reference level has changed to plus 5 volt again. So at the moment input reaches at level of plus 5 volt, my output will suddenly change to minus 15 volt, and reference level changes from plus 5 volt to minus 5 volt. So next reference level is this. So at this moment when it falls suddenly below minus 5 volt, here you can see my output will again immediately change to plus 15. So that will be the output of this circuit, which is nothing but Schmidt trigger. So when you give a sawtooth wave, I have a wave which is not having equal time period. Say this period is T1 and say this period is T2, right? So we have two different periods, T1 and T2. So what is the question? You can please see, you have to find average value of this signal. So average value of this signal will depend upon what? Depend upon the time period of the T1 and T2. So if you see the solution, you can see I have drawn the output. So you have to find these periods T1 and T2. So for the waveform from 0 to T, so you can write the mathematical equation for the input. So at T equal to T1, at this point of time, my input voltage is plus 5 volts. So I am able to get ratio of T1 by T2. So average value of output voltage is simple mathematical expression for this, T1 upon capital T into 15 and T minus T1 upon capital T into 15. This is the formula for average output voltage, and that gives me, you know, what is T1 by T, that is what we have already calculated, 3 by 4. So I am able to find my average output is 7.5 volt. You can try it yourself, but I have given you the approach to find the solution. Now again, let us find the next question. The input output characteristic of Schmidt trigger has hysteresis band of 0.1 volt. So hysteresis band of the hysteresis characteristics 0.1 volt. If input voltage is 5 sine 1000 pi t, the delay between corresponding 0 crossover points of output and input signals will be. You have to find basically the difference between time when input crosses the 0 point and output crosses the 0 point, right? So let us see, when you talk about band means lower, the difference between lower threshold voltage and upper threshold voltage is nothing but, upper threshold voltage is 0.1 volt, lower threshold voltage is minus 0.1 volt. That is the meaning, right? So now let us see the characteristics. Here remember, I have sinusoidal input. I will explain by drawing the sinusoidal input here. This is sinusoidal input here. So this is your upper threshold voltage, this is your lower threshold voltage. So the moment input becomes more than upper threshold voltage of this circuit, my output changes to what? Minus 15 volt. When input voltage becomes threshold voltage, that is this voltage, this is lower threshold voltage, sorry, upper threshold voltage, which is a feedback voltage here. So you can make it threshold, you can make it reference, you can make it feedback, it's your choice, right? So when voltage becomes more than this voltage, which is 0.1 volt for positive half cycle, in that case output changes to minus Vset. So here it is changing to minus Vset. You can see here it remains Vset because when output becomes negative, this reference voltage changes to negative reference of 0.1 volt. So it remains negative till your input reaches at the level of minus 0.1 volt. The moment input becomes more negative than 0.1 volt, that is this portion, my output becomes positive. Why? Because when it becomes more negative, differential input becomes positive and output becomes positive from this point onward. So output is positive from this point onward, and that cycle repeats. So see it carefully. This you have to find this period, or you have to find this period, right? So you can see what is input voltage. Input voltage is nothing but, what is the input voltage? Input voltage is 5 sine 1000 pi t. You have to find delay, and that delay is what? This time delay. You can see this, you can see this, that time delay. So this time delay can be obtained what? When I can say at t equal to time delay, at t equal to t, if you start from origin for steady state operation, so this from here to here is time delay, from here to here is time delay. At t equal to td, what is input voltage? That is equal to plus 0.5 volt, sorry, plus 0.1 volt. So 0.1 volt is equal to 5 sine 1000 pi t into, that is td, time delay, and this td is nothing but time delay, which will be calculated, and that comes out to be 0.1 6.37 microseconds. So that has been calculated here. Now let us see the next example. In the circuit shown in the figure, the switch S has been in position 1 for a long time. So this switch is in position 1 for a long time. It is then moved to position 2. So this switch is moved at position 2. Assuming the Zener diodes to be ideal, the time delay between moving to position 2 and the transition in output voltage V naught is. See the circuit carefully. I have 15 volt here where switch was connected, right? So I have some voltage connected at this point, that is at lower terminal of the capacitor at this point, right? So now what will be the initial output value, that is important. So you can find the voltage at this point. Voltage at this point may be positive or negative, that depends upon the steady state value of the voltage across capacitor. When at steady state, so the circuit equivalent circuit of at input side will be, we have R which is at 15 volt here, right, which is 10K. We have a capacitor of 1 microfarad and we have minus 15 volt, right, and this is the node which is at the input of this op amp minus plus. So equivalent circuit initially can be drawn like this, right? So output voltage, you have to see what will be the output voltage. So at steady state current, this capacitor will be fully charged, right? Capacitor is fully charged, so this will be positive and this will be negative, and there will be total voltage of 30 volt across the plates of capacitor. So this point will be at 30 volt, but this is what I mean to say. So with respect to ground, so if it is negative, output will be positive. So if it is positive here, positive voltage here, output will be negative. So output of this will be that is voltage of Zener diode plus drop across each diode, but diodes are ideal. So if it is if output voltage is negative, so when output voltage is negative, this is reverse biased, this is forward biased, right? So this will be simply equal to how much? Minus 5 volt. Why? Because this will be working in breakdown region with 5 volt, this will be working in forward bias region. So overall voltage will be minus 5 volt with respect to ground. That's what I am trying to say. Now when you are changing the switch from 15 volt to this, it means when you are connecting this from here to here, you are connecting this, you can see the switch. So the capacitor will start discharging like this way, and you have to find the voltage across capacitor, which is equal to Vc infinity minus Vc infinity minus Vc0 minus into e raised to power minus t by R into C. This is the voltage across capacitor. Vc infinity in this case will be 0. Why? Because finally capacitor will be fully discharged. But what is initial voltage across capacitor? That will be 30 volts. So voltage across capacitor initially at t equal to 0 will be 30 e raised to power minus t by R C. Let us see the solution. So voltage across capacitor, this is the voltage across capacitor, this is what I try to say, and RC you can simply multiply R and C, which is 10 millisecond here. And now please see voltage at node A, voltage at node A, that is this node, voltage at node A will be of course voltage with respect to ground, right? So when you apply voltage at node A will be equal to, you can see that is voltage across capacitor minus 15 volt. So voltage at node A will be this much. Fine. When output voltage is minus 5 volt, which was initially, so what will be voltage drop across the resistance? This, both resistances are equal, so this will be minus 2.5 volt initially. So you have to see your output will change its state when a voltage at node A becomes minus, this is node A, voltage at node A becomes more negative than minus 2.5, output will change its state from minus 5 to plus 5 volt. So What I mean to say is, we have obtained voltage at node A, that is this. So we have calculated, that is Vc minus 15. Why Vc minus 15? Because voltage across capacitor is Vc and the voltage at node is minus 15. So total voltage at node is this voltage and this voltage. So that's why voltage at node A is given by Vc is this and minus 15 volt. But transition point will be what? Reference voltage, which will be resulting into change in the voltage here at this node. I am coming back. When voltage at this node becomes more negative than this voltage, which is minus 2.5, output voltage will change. So that's why I have taken reference voltage of minus 2.5 volt. So when voltage at node A which becomes minus 2.5 volt, which is put here, you will find the transition point T1. So by calculating, you are able to get the transition time of 8.7 milliseconds. You can calculate that, and of course that finishes your Schmitt trigger. So next video we will be talking about waveform generators using operational amplifier. Thank you very much for watching the video.